The tortoise's lantern. Leo the tortoise had a habit of putting things off. His shell was old and scratched, and he had always meant to polish it, but never did. His burrow had a leaky roof, but he figured he'd fix it tomorrow. And when the village announced its annual lantern festival, he told himself he'd make a beautiful lantern eventually. Meanwhile, the hares, the squirrels, and the birds of Brightwood Hollow had been preparing for weeks. They made lanterns that shone like the moon, twinkled like the stars, and swirled with colors brighter than a rainbow. Every night, they chattered excitedly about the festival, and every night, Leo mumbled, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow turned into the day before the festival, and Leo had nothing. Panicked, he rummaged through his burrow and found an old glass jar, a candle stub, and a bit of twine. He sighed. It wasn't much, but it would have to do. He wrapped the twine around the jar, placed the candle inside, and lit it. The tiny flame flickered uncertainly. The next evening, the village was alive with shimmering light. The hares carried lanterns shaped like golden suns. The squirrels' lanterns twinkled with silver beads. Even the fireflies looked jealous. Leo, embarrassed by his humble jar, stayed at the back of the parade. Then, as they crossed the old stone bridge, a sudden gust of wind swept through the valley. One by one, the dazzling lanterns flickered and went dark. Gasps filled the air. But Leo's lantern, protected by the glass, remained lit. Its soft, steady glow illuminated the path ahead. The villagers turned to him in surprise. "Leo, your lantern," a squirrel cried. "It's the only one still burning," said a hare. Leo blinked. His simple last-minute creation had become the guiding light of the entire festival. As the villagers huddled close, he led them across the bridge, his small flame lighting the way home. That night, as he placed his jar lantern on his windowsill, he chuckled to himself. Maybe he had waited too long, but in the end, simplicity and showing up was enough. And perhaps, just perhaps, he'd start fixing his roof tomorrow.